So you remember, this is your myometrium, and then endometrium. This is pertaining to the fundus, and 24 I think is pertaining to the, let's see, oh, it's pertaining to the endometrium, and 25 I think is pointing to the uterine cavity. And then do you remember this? The broad ligament. Okay. And then this is the ovarian ligament, right? And this is the meso. Do you guys remember that? The mesovarium. You don't remember? Meso. And then we have the ovary. Of course, this is the inside of the ovary. And the fimbriae of the uterine duct, or the oviduct, or the ovarian tube, or the fallopian tube. Okay, any of those can be the label for that one. Okay, and then the fornix, and then the opening, cervical os, and this would be the cervix. Okay, so now, you guys remember these, right? This is your primordial follicle, and then the primary follicle. As soon as you see the space, okay, that's your secondary follicle, and then the larger tertiary follicle, and of course this is your ovary. And then, so here, pretty much the same structures that you note, but I think they wanted to show you a difference in the wall. So just observe that when you have this. And this is showing you what's happening in this stage. So 5 to 13, days 5 to 13. Okay, remember the menstrual cycle, right? It was 0 to 28 days, 28-day cycle. And then here, days 13 to 15. And then we see what's happening here. The process of ovulation. Okay, so now the egg is being released. And after that, so remember this was the tertiary follicle, and then release the egg. So now you're left with corpus luteum and eventually corpus albicans. Okay, that's considering no pregnancy took place. Okay, and then here you're going to have basically, this is towards the secretory phase already. Okay, so if you look at this, so this is when the follicle is developing, okay, and then you have, then this is the menses phase. Do you remember that? You can use your tables that we went over earlier to compare this, because this correlates with that table, with all the hormones and whatnot, okay? So this is the menses phase, this is your proliferative phase, and this is your secretory phase, okay? And then we mentioned menses phase, this is where the sloughing off of the endometrial lining is taking place. And then the proliferative phase is the building up of tissue, right? Whatever was sloughed off needs to be rebuilt. And then the secretory phase is kind of like a preparation for pregnancy, because it's expecting that there might be pregnancy taking place. So it has to thicken the uterine lining, right, the endometrial lining, which makes sense that the secretory phase takes place right after your ovulation. Okay, makes sense. So this is kind of a gray area. I mean, a semi-bluish yellow area, because because this is a time right about where ovulation takes place and right around where fertilization may take place. Okay, so we. It can last 24, yeah, because the sperm can stay for about 72 hours, 48 to 72 hours. And so if it was there like a day before the ovulation, then it could still be there. Sperm cells could still be there. So there could be fertilization, so right around that time. Or if ovulation took place and then 24 hours later there was intercourse and the egg was still there, then fertilization. But more of that next week. right? Yeah, the saga continues until the end of the semester. But then then you'll have physiology. So no, the saga will still continue. Okay, so you have, what's this? The primordial, the primary. Oh, you know what? Wait. No. This is the primary. This is the secondary, and then tertiary. And then ovulation around this day 14 in a 28-day cycle. And then again, you have your corpus luteum and corpus albicans, and this will get obliterated eventually. Okay? So that just goes around and around and around.